I'm Brett Nixon from NTF Architecture. I'm presenting Destiville today. Destiville is a contemporary family home set within a heritage Victorian listed residence estates. It was built in 1859, Victoria's first Attorney General, Sir William Stawell. Designed by Knight and Kerr, the architects of Parliament House, this was their only residence and was designed in the classical Victorian style. When we approached this project, we felt the adaptation of a building of such heritage significance and brilliant architectural detail deserved a response that was contemporary and bold in its approach, with its own identity within the heritage architecture. One of the key challenges in this project was that all the heritage fabric had to be retained, and the work we undertook was required to be reversible. Our project was largely contained within the existing footprint. So if we move to some existing photos. Whilst the grand front rooms of the house were largely intact, they were austere and unwelcome. With the most recent renovation in the 1990s, the more underwhelming and subservient through the heritage architecture. At this time also, some faux period detail was also added to the building's exterior. Our client's brief was for a contemporary home which both internally rationalised the scale of the existing house whilst addressing the disconnect between formal and informal areas. There were so many lounges that they didn't know what to do. Externally, a key component of the overall project was to celebrate the house within the street context and encourage visitors to use the additional front door to the house. We removed a high fence and dense vegetation, and through the addition of a large forecourt, the pathway to the formal entrance is now much more accessible to visitors and guides them to the formal part of the house. The front rooms in this area, which constituted a salon, a sitting room, a study and a lounge, were fortunately largely intact with ground proportions and all that detail. Numerous additions and alterations over the past 160 years, however, have gradually eroded some of the original heritage fabricated parts of the house. The most severely compromised was the northern service wing, shown in blue, with much of the original detail removed. As such, significant work was undertaken in this area. Under by us. A design language was created which we integrated at multiple moments throughout the house. The clients now have a mix of predominantly informal areas of far more intimate scale in this part of the house. The entry to the building has been somewhat neglected over the years, largely due to its orientation becoming irrelevant as parcels of the original house lot were sold off over the past 100 years. Most visitors entered via the service wing. Our clients were keen to once again celebrate this formal entrance. At some stage, the door had been painted red, whilst not original. We like the idea that it gives a hint of what lights be. The previously imposing entrance was softened and freshened through white paint and soft finishes. Lighting and alters the sense of scale in the spaces, particularly at night. And modern furniture and artwork gives the house a contemporary feel. Stepping through the vestibule is where the house begins to transition into a contemporary home. In the former service wing on the ground floor, a series of dark blue arches provide a contemporary interpretation of the ornate plaster arches in the family vestibule. Throughout this area, dark blue painted walls identify the areas where most of the connection has been made, whilst also creating spaces of a more intimate scale. In this long sequence of spaces, we undertook a realignment of the northern wall internally to remove the lumps and bumps of previous additions. Additionally, through here, a shadow line of 400mm high directly references the detailed skirtings at the front of the house, creating a dialogue between the modern intervention and heritage architecture. The kitchen is now at the centre of the house. Steps in the existing wall created a perfect room for a steel frame argument to the left, whilst the steel unit on the right actually conceals a heritage doorway through to the front of the house, integrating this existing opening into the new design. Steel shrouds were used along with bluestone thresholds to mark transitions between intact rooms and the spaces where we needed to be. large steel shrouds form a series of openings to the northern wing from the northern wing onto the garden. The fine black steel shrouds and doors provide a contrast to the heavy bluestone architecture and are intentionally contemporary in their appearance. Other faux external elements were painted black to diminish their significance. On the first floor, distinct zones have been created for our clients and their children. The northern wing, which is dedicated to the children's bedrooms and en-suites, while the western wing was transformed into a large master suite. There are also additional guest bedrooms and bathrooms on this level. As part of the palette of materials, steelwork extends throughout the interior with steel frame joinery details appearing in the kitchen and bathrooms. Where new work directly encountered original heritage details, we sought to integrate these into the design. A key example is in the master ensuite, when set up with ceiling and original heritage door, we incorporated it into the design. Within the garden was a World War II air raid shelter that was then used as a water tank. This was repurposed as a cellar. Chesterfield is now a warm and comfortable family home that celebrates its past whilst adapting to the requirements of contemporary. We believe that much of the success of this project lies in our resolution of a checkered history of renovations and the clarity of design intent.